Sports Biz Radio. This is Rob, and that's Alyssa over there. How you doing?
Hi, Rob. How are you?
It's kind of weird because, when you do these kind of things and you just talk for 20 minutes and then you do the intro, right? It's just so awkward.
Yeah, right?
I should have just recorded us from the beginning and then just edited it up, but I didn't. So,
No worries.
yeah, well, so we're here to talk about you as an entrepreneur and goal standard athlete. So let's jump into it. When did you come up with the idea?
All right. So I graduated my undergrad in 2017 and did my master's in 2018. I graduated from UMass Lowell near Boston. So I got a job quickly after I did my master's in accounting. So I would commute, which I still do. I commute about 90 minutes there and back, and I kind of was like, I miss sports. I played Division I softball. That was always my passion, and I'm like on this team, I'm like, man, this is tough. So I kind of just started like thinking about it, a little over the last year. I'm like, you know what, like, what can I do to stay in sports? I've coached since I was in high school. I have two younger sisters, one still in high school, a sophomore. So I coach softball, volleyball, whatever. So, and I've coached them for the same group of girls for a while. So I came to a point where a lot of them are getting recruited and getting to an age where they're going to college. And I was like, I see some of these players that are very specific into their sport. They don't really work out. They don't feel their body properly. And I kept saying the same things over and over again. I'm like, how can I make a viable product that can go to youth athletes, which is a huge market? And I'm just like, use a subscription box, something that I can do on the side while I'm still working full time and hopefully turn into full time, but something I can scale while I'm still working and just putting a bunch of products in a box that I know youth athletes need.
Did you feel like you were an entrepreneur growing up, or is this something that, like, I just want to be involved somehow in this industry?
To be honest, I've always liked making money. I've always had, like, honestly, I don't think until I started this company is where I really, truly thought, I'm like, wow, I'm an entrepreneur. But I think I always had that in me. I just didn't know how to, tap into that part of me. I never really sold anything, but I was trying to, make a dollar here and there when I was younger, but nothing to this extent.
What do you feel? How do you find it? Was it something that you didn't anticipate that it was going to be this cutthroat or this hard?
Being an athlete my whole life, it's always hard. And I'm always up. I think I'm always up for the challenge. Even in my profession today, like, I just always like to be challenged. There's not a time where I don't like to, figure out things, and I know I can do it. Like, when I was in high school and in college, I always took that underdog mentality, whether it was sports or school, whatever it was, and kind of always clawed my way up.
So it was something that, you're used to being uncomfortable situations, right? Being a college student athlete, you're used to doing, being something that's extraordinary. Normal 9 to 5 is not in your vocabulary. You're
No.
not used to it, right? You're a grinder. You're used to it. So the effort that it takes to be an entrepreneur, it's not anything new for you. What are the challenges that you found now that it's on you? You're eating what you kill. What are those challenges that you discovered? And then how did you overcome those challenges from a business perspective?
Yeah. Like you said, I wasn't always an entrepreneur, but it was something that I maybe knew I could tap into. I only took, one class my whole college career in entrepreneurship. So I think the biggest challenge first is overcoming how do I get it done, and just being, that a one-woman show right now, obviously the support of my family and my boyfriend, but it's kind of like, how do I get from A to B and efficiently and by myself, and, trying to use every resource I could. I was on Facebook groups just looking up how to start a sub box and all these things that I kind of just accumulated and did all the research for. And, even today, I'm always researching. I'm always trying to figure out how to be a better entrepreneur and better serve, youth athletes. And by just doing it by myself, I think that's probably been the hardest part, is I don't have a full staff attending to me at all times. So I think just being creative and figuring out how to do it.
And then you look at, the one thing with your accounting background, like you understand margins, you understand cost of goods, you understand what you're trying to get to as far as some profitability. So you didn't start the business that long ago, but you're already making money.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as I keep researching about entrepreneurship and, following different people that, I hope to be in their shoes one day. And I am blessed that I did do accounting, so I do understand that financial aspect of it. And again, you can have a company, but you have to make money if you want it to succeed. So definitely was one of my main points. And, me by starting locally and already having a lot of athletes in my corner already, and my sister being in high school still, it really helped a lot to just get it going so early and so quickly.
So now you have the formula down. You know what the price points are. You know that sponsorship is a big possibility to sample product in a lot of kids' hands. You know that the college space is great. Alumni. The sub boxes is definitely a culture that, for the most part, females are are very aggressive in. This shave clubs. So it's kind of going across different demographics, male, female. You got your price points down. So now the next thing is to scale it. So how are you looking to do that?
I mean, right now, I really feel that even on my social media, I've built kind of like a community of athletes and their parents, and whether scaling right now by myself, whether it means answering a few DMs a day to kids that I don't know them and they don't know me, but they're looking for guidance, and that's kind of the biggest way I've been able to scale it this far is just kind of that word of mouth. And I don't leave any email or DM or message unread. I always answer, and I'm always looking to, just help these kids out, because sometimes you just need it. And, I look back in my shoes being the oldest of three, and going through the recruiting process and being an athlete. It's tough. It's not easy. It's, the reward is great, but you have a lot of work ahead of you. So, just, getting my name out there, I coaching tournaments still, I bring all my materials to my tournaments, whether I'm coaching and I have a break in between, I'm always looking to just get that word out. So, the marketing is really the biggest part of scaling it.
Yeah, so word of mouth and all that, but if you're on the college side of it, if you're on the brand side of it, and being kind of in your little focus group with your sisters and their friends, you could drill down on what that core demographic is looking for and provide the services on the back end. So, um, what is it that now that you're looking back, within the last 12, 14, 15 months, what is it that you would probably have done a little bit earlier that you know now? How would you have maybe shifted and changed some things on your approach?
I mean, I think the biggest thing for me in the beginning was how do I reach out to these, vendors or people I want in my box that, I might not be able to get them because I'm brand new to the game. So, just putting myself out there and, just, whether it's a DM to a company or an email, or just keep being persistent and, not giving up and just believing in what I have to offer. I think that the ones that I have been able to reach is, I'm just myself. I tell them, what I do, who I am, and it just sticks with them, and we build a relationship, and that's kind of the biggest, takeaway of, I wish I just would have did that from ground zero and just kept doing it.
Gold standard goal, as in soccer goal or score goal, standard
hmm
athlete is the brand. What's in the box?
So, in the box, I like to have an apparel just because I know athletes still like to have that swag, whether it's going to help them or not at that next level. Self-care items, I think that's so important, whether it's self-care or mental health, items that will get you mentally ready for the next level. Nutrition, a lot of nutrition and protein, people, kids don't know how to read labels, and it's very important to know what you're putting in your body. because sometimes there's products out there that really aren't helping you, even though they say they are. Any kind of resources for success that can help to like, get to that next level.
And then any brands or services or products that are trying to reach, is it primarily high school demographic is your key audience?
Yep, definitely high school demographic. I mean, I put a lot of recruiting materials in from LRT Sports. They've been really helpful in providing me that information that that can go into those boxes. I get a lot of companies that reach out to me that are, mental training or sports performance. And just because not everyone can always afford to, have a trainer with them, 24/7. So it's just about being creative and, how can I get those resources that I can afford and be able to do what I need to do.
Right. So you're looking to scale from, the last year, a couple hundred subs that went out to thousands to hundreds of thousands and create the scalability from there. But it's about the content and the quality of your subs, your boxes that go out to that demographic.
Definitely. I mean, the goal is to scale to get as many athletes as possible with my boxes in their hands. Luckily I've been able to get to the West Coast, not knowing anyone really from over there and just kind of putting my name out there. Instagram's been really helpful and just kind of reaching those athletes that, I can't reach from New York when I'm, can't always be everywhere at once, just being a one-person show.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I thought I could, I tried it. Zoom helps me do that.
Yeah.
So how do people find you?
They can find me at @GS_athletes. That's our Instagram, our Twitter. Facebook is Gold Standard Athletes. GoldStandardAthletes.com is our website. Pretty simple.
So if they want any information, I'll put it in there as a tag too. So it'll be up over underneath your name. I just waved my hand like a crazy person. Again, I have no idea why. I could, anyways, I know. So listen, I thank you for your time. I'm a big fan. I'm rooting for you. I'll see you down in Orlando next week during the Sports Biz Startup Weekend in Orlando. Like I said, I'm just repeating myself now. So I look forward to that next steps with you. Thanks again. I'm Rob, and you're watching Sports Biz Radio. Take care.
Thanks, Rob.